we're going to be talking, I think, about like things that are great to take to classes. So you can't go to class without the Classmate bag. And I made this several years ago. I think Barb was teaching a class, and then I can't remember if she got sick or what. So I ended up having to teach it. But before I could teach it, I had to make it. It was kind of hard, but I figured it out. So this is the Atkinson Designs Classmate bag. And it's actually, it would be a really nice toiletry bag too. One thing I would change, I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do with this, because as soon as you hang it up, everything falls out. I guess you could put like identification cards in it, or I wish I would have done some Velcro or some snaps here just to keep stuff from sliding out. So my demo kind of goes around this, and it's really not much of a demo. It's more of a tips and tricks. We have an online class for this. Heather taught it, and she's very knowledgeable. So the pattern's well written, but it's still a little tricky. So if this is something you're interested in tackling, I would highly recommend signing up for Heather's class and going through it. But thank you, Annette. You love this bag. I love this bag. Oh, and Judy says the directions are great. I think I only got a little confused on the zipper part because they tell you to line it, and I didn't understand that until I got to the second zipper, and then I figured it out. So anyway, a couple of things that this is totally different that you use.
Okay, it stars. Says I'm here.
That you do that are different. Oh, it's the Lucky kit.
It's called Lucky.
That's the one Elisa's talking about. Sorry. It's Lucky. We have a couple kits. We also have a Kimberbell red, white, and bloom version, but those are at the warehouse.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, sorry. I wasn't sure what she meant behind me.
Yep.
The name of the pattern for my bag, I am really disjointed today, guys. I'm sorry. This is why I have to have a sidekick, because then I feel like I can lead the conversation instead of just make it up as I go. It is the Atkinson Designs Classmate bag. And it doesn't take a lot of fabric. You'd use a half a yard for your outer. Your lining is a half of a yard. A contrast piece is a half of a yard. And I swear there's binding. Maybe that's so yeah, it just takes 3 fabrics, 3 half-yard fabrics. And then you'll also need some vinyl and some zippers and some soft and stable and some Shape Flex or Kimberbell's Flexi Foam. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. So a couple things that were a little tricky with this that I have learned through the years is when you're sewing with vinyl, there are 2 things you can do that help you be a little more successful. And I actually think the more you know your sewing machine, the more you know the feet you use, the better you are at sewing. You don't need all the bells and the whistles, but it makes it better. It's like the difference with, you know what you're doing with your icon. It's not what I meant to say. iPhone camera. There we go. I combined the 2. Your iPhone camera can still take beautiful pictures, but you're not going to get the same quality as you would with an SLR with detachable lenses if you know what you're doing. Any idiot off the street can grab a DSLR, take a picture of it. It's not going to look great. Same with phone. If you know what you're doing, everything just works so much better. So what I would suggest for this that I loved was the Teflon foot. And if you don't have that, it's okay. Tissue paper, we'll pretend this is tissue paper, works really well too. Most of your vinyl comes with tissue paper. If not, just go find an old Christmas bag that you saved to wrap another gift in. You guys do that, right? So yeah, if you don't have the Teflon foot, I usually will run a little bit of tissue paper underneath on my machine where I'm sewing the vinyl, and it just helps it run a little bit smoother. You could probably use an anti-static spray or rub it down with a dryer sheet, and that would be fine too. I just know it does drag a little bit. I also really liked the edge joining foot that is Barb's favorite, and a zipper foot. I like the smaller zipper foot. Our Baby Lock comes with a wide one, and you can do either side. I like the skinny one, so I purchased that. And then I do like the edge joining foot, or you can use a blind hem foot as well to do the top stitching. So those are things that make you look a little more professional than if you're just winging it. And you can still wing it, it's fine. But if you want to get just a little bit better and make your stuff look a little bit better, that's what I recommend, is the right feet for the right project. So there's that. I swear there was something else I was going to say. Judy says she runs tissue paper under hers and it works great. Oh, another thing that is really useful for making this is the stiletto as you're sewing your thing. I actually hand stitched this because it was so thick, and I don't know, I like to hand stitch, so I did hand stitch my binding down. I don't know if you can see that, but you don't have to. You can use your edge joining foot. That was before I was super confident with using that and just top stitch around that edge. But if you're doing that, I would highly recommend a stiletto because it holds it out of the way, holds your fingers out of the way.
Yeah,
Hello, Larry.
we might have the pattern available.
So yeah, I would recommend that, and also clips. Those work really well for bags. I always jab myself, especially because this has got a layer of soft and stable and a layer of shape flex, I believe. So it gets kind of thick, and you've got a layer of vinyl. Apparently everybody loves this lucky quilt behind me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you use clips, sorry, lost my train of thought. Clips are great to get all the way around. No pins, no jabs, no pokes. So that's kind of, I know this is a lame demo. I'm sorry, like I said, we were kind of slammed here. But I'm just going to show you a couple more features of this bag. What I love, and we've got to figure out, we just got some fig tree ones in, but like our vendor sent it to us. I love this little teeny tiny mat. It's 5 by 8, and it fits perfectly in here. So if you're doing like English paper piecing or template piecing, anything little that you're cutting, it's slick to have, fits right in there. And this also holds, got some little rulers, some more little rulers. It'll hold your pattern perfectly. Looks like I've got a charm pack thing there for some reason. And then got a zipper here. I've got 2 rotary cutters in there, so that's kind of nice. You could probably throw in some scissors. I've had scissors in there in the past. And then I'll keep my pillow pencils here. And then make sure when you're sewing it that you're not dumb and sew your pencil part so that you can't actually use the bag. I did that, and at that point I was like, I don't care. It's fine. It's just a smaller pocket. So don't do that. Make sure you sew this piece on before you sew it to here. And that's why classes are good. Because if you don't, then you're going to end up with, oops, I got an extra pencil holder back there. And then you can also tuck something in here. So this is just a great bag. Like, I love this bag. I use this one all the time for going back and forth when I'm teaching a class or if I'm going on a retreat or something. And yeah, it would be a nice bag for toiletries on a cruise, definitely. And that's where I would like, sorry, I'm stuck. I would like to have something that closed this up. So if you're savvy, run some Velcro or something, just so, because when it's fine when it's this way, but if you want to hang this up like a toiletry bag, it's all going to fall out. Debbie, you give, I give us hope. Yeah, we all learn along the way, right? Like, none of us start out great at sewing. So, and Diane, yeah, we are going to be doing Christmas Club again. I don't know about Sweet and Simple for a hot minute. Barb's got to do some knee work. So, but we are doing Christmas Club. I think it starts in October. I'm working on our class lineup right now. And Jessica's probably ready to kill me because she's like, Jenny, finish it so I can get it online. The narrow zipper foot. Let me go see if I can find one. Hang on a sec. It's just like my first sewing machine I had comes with a skinny one. It's just a normal zipper foot. But my baby lock one, the one that comes with it is, I'll show you the difference. Sorry. Didn't want to walk away and come back. Okay. So this is the zipper foot that came with my machine. And it works fine, but I really only use this if I am doing like a by Annie's wide zipper tape, because it doesn't get in the way. So if you look, if I can get that to not shine, you can either hook on this side or this side, and then it'll do that. And it works fine if you're doing a wider piece. I personally like the little one because it just runs right up against your zipper. You don't have to worry about it knocking over. Sorry, I'm like on this teeny tiny table. I'll try to do it in my lap and make sure my laptop doesn't fall. So what I like this lets you get a little bit closer to that zipper without having to mess with it or move it. It doesn't get in the way, if that makes sense. Whereas this thing, whoops, just dropping it all. This thing just was a little bit clunkier. So even if you're, can you see that? Sorry. If you're got it on this side, this is quite a bit bulkier, and I just tend to run into my zipper more. So I definitely, between the two, let me get my hands out of the way. We're going skiing. Try to make my lap level. Between the two, I use this one a lot more. This is fine if, like I said, you're using a by Annie's huge zipper thingy. Okay, stay. So yeah, and if you'll notice, like this part of it is a little bit thinner than that, so you just get closer and more accurate, I think, anyway. Oh, and someone's showing you can purchase the bag class here. So if you are a club member, that bag class is half off. If not, I don't know how much it is. It'll be on the website. So yeah, that's my tips and tricks for when you're making this bag. Heather probably has a lot better information than me just laying on my lap and trying to show you what to do. Oh, Cheryl says the big one is wide. Yeah, that was the best, like $16 I spent when it came to making zippers. And I do also love the Teflon foot, and that's another maybe $16 foot. So if you're messing with vinyl, if you're messing with zippers, those 2 feet are what I say.